All right, let's see. What do I want to name this photography challenge? Photober? F- Phototober? No. What about Octphoto? That seems weird. Shutter Photo? Shuttertober. Uh, what about Clicktober? Clicktober. Yes. I think that's it. Let's go with that. Okay, I'm recording this pretty quickly because I just got the idea for this like yesterday. So I'm putting this together really quickly and I hope you'll bear with me. First of all, quick disclaimer, I'm sure that I'm not the first person to think of this. I'm sure I'm not the first person to do a Clicktober, but I'm just going to run with this right now. So for me, this was inspired by Inktober, which if you haven't heard of that, it's an online art challenge where you try to create an ink drawing every day for the month of October. And the goal being to improve your art or inspire you or even just explore a new medium. So I decided that I needed a little creativity push. So I'm going to do Clicktober. And this is sort of a variation on the 365 projects where you take a photograph every day for a year. But I think this is a little bit more manageable. I also think that zeroing in on this particular month, which is such a time of transition here in Ohio and in a lot of places, where one season is very rapidly turning into another, I thought this would be a fun way to challenge myself and get my creative juices flowing. Now, with Inktober, you get a prompt each day like hike or pumpkins, but that works for Inktober because you can draw anything from anywhere. It's a little more difficult with photography because I could give a prompt like corn maze. And even for myself, that might be difficult to find. And you may not have that where you are if you want to follow along with this challenge. So instead of that, I'm just going to challenge myself to take a photograph every day, something I put some effort into with the general themes of discovery and transition. The beauty of that is it can be whatever that means to me on any given day. And the end result, I'm hoping, will be a neat record of change here in Ohio during what's really a very volatile month. So I'm setting down a few rules for myself. One is that I have to use my Sony A7 III. And the reason for that is that I simply just don't use it enough. I bought it and I do use it for some of my portrait sessions, but just barely, really just for like walking and moving shots because it's really good at eye tracking and focus. But I want to be more comfortable with it. That's the direction that cameras are going, is to these mirrorless formats. And I want to just be able to use it to its maximum capacity. So that's rule number one, use the Sony A7 III. The second rule is that I have to shoot in manual mode. And this is again about me getting more familiar with this camera and getting faster at making adjustments on the fly. It's also to make me stop and really think about what I'm doing, to think about what I want out of any given exposure. What do I want in focus? Do I want motion blur? What am I doing here? And the third rule is that I have to edit them without presets. And if you don't know what presets are, I'm specifically talking about Lightroom, but they are basically a saved group of photo editing settings that can be applied in just one click. And there's nothing wrong with presets. I love presets. They help streamline my portrait work. They're wonderful to use. But again, they don't make me really stop and think about what I'm doing. And they're not helping me improve my own editing skills, which is part of the goal here. I'm going to start on October 1st, which is tomorrow, and try to post each day on my Instagram account, which I will link down below. And I'll post with the hashtag Clicktober. I'll also be updating here with video as much as I can, but we will see how that goes. So if you want to give this a try and follow along, you can follow me on Instagram or comment here. You don't have to follow my rules. My rules are my rules. You can make up your own rules. This is a project to help me focus on expanding my creativity, trying new things, getting better acquainted with my equipment. That's my purpose. You can do this in whatever manner you want for whatever your purpose is. What are you trying to learn? Do you want to understand aperture better? So every day this month, you're going to try using a different aperture and understand better how that's affecting your photography. So, make this what you want it to be if you think you might want to follow along. And if you just have an iPhone, use your iPhone. That's actually a great way to push yourself creatively because it might be limited in other ways. So also because this is my own challenge that I created, I can make changes to it if I want. Not to the rules. The rules are what they are. I have to stay with the rules. But what I'm talking about is if I want to expand the themes that I'm considering, or if there's some special challenge that I want to issue to myself, like you have to go out and do some night photography, or you need to do something that requires a tripod, or you have to do something that involves talking to a stranger, which would probably nearly kill me. So these are the sort of challenges that I might add to this overall Clicktober challenge. So let's do this. 31 days, 31 hopefully interesting, thematically coherent photos or not. If you want to join along, hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel. I will be updating throughout the month as I can. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to comment. If there's something you want me to cover in a video, a specific photography question you have, again, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will be checking back in periodically.